This segment is part 2 of the Hoovers versus the neighborhood Crips. I broke down some of the gangs that are in the neighborhood Crip card and all the gangs that are in the Hoovers. This time we are going to talk about some of the rappers on both sides and detail some of the run-ins any gangs had over the years after that. First rapper I'm going to mention is Fido's Hoover rapper, NBA the Risk Taker, where in his song, Fuck Clocks, featuring Pooh, they diss many neighborhood sets.
Time to go crazy. That's why we always strapped up. Like ketchup on top of the fries. Ugly girl get fucked with the nine. Strolling get stumped like a roach. Hard tacos and nacho for the go. Don't need diamonds drifting in gold. Bunch of niggas from the cell, y'all ain't broke. Hoover Street back west with the lows. Before this two-piece, I'ma bake them like a biscuit. Childhood turn slaves as a Christian. Everybody like, nigga, it's a slideshow. Hoover gang I really ride for. Hoover gang is the gang I slide for. Nigga, who you gon' die for? Hoover. Nigga.
Fuck slaves, on gang, nachos, don't hang, slide through, every day. Hoover niggas, don't play, stay with, up big thing. Hoover with me, my other bitch grew with sissies, not gonna say too much. She was driving while I grew that nigga, with the Uber sticker, then yelled out Hoover nigga.
The two Fido's Hoover rappers dissed in the song, the Rollin' 90s, the Rollin' 60s, the Rollin' 100s, 5-7 neighborhood Crips, and the 5-5 neighborhood Crips, which you may know for going viral because of C-Mac.
You fired me, I just go viral. I went viral so much.
So what's the
where the rolling 50s, the 5-5s,
Okay.
the 5-5s
neighborhood.
on hood, the 5-7s, the 5-8s on hood,
Okay.
the rolling 50s on hood. I'm
Yes,
from
sir.
55th Street. I represent all of it as the rolling 50s, but I'm from 5-5 Crib.
Okay.
Next rapper I'm going to talk about is new up-and-coming rapper from A-Trey Hoover, Treyway 6K. He's been a growing presence on social media with his antics, pulling up to other hoods, and just overall beast.
Ain't no Main Street Crip, and I'm by myself. Dead homies. A-Train. Ain't no Main Street. Stop talking.
Hey, Goofy, y'all will kill Pop Smoke, but y'all won't kill nobody else.
Goofy ass nigga, you gonna say why I was
You niggas will kill Pop Smoke for $0, but y'all won't kill nobody else. When the last time a nigga from neighborhood died? When the last time a neighborhood died?
Like last week, goofy ass nigga? The fuck is you talking about?
Hell no, I don't know nobody from I ain't never killed nobody, bro.
I'm not even finna start stating facts on this because I know
Treyway 6K song, the Hoovers featuring S.A. Face and Pope. Treyway let you know in his first verse he doesn't associate with the neighborhood Crips.
See if you groovy, look. This ain't neighbor, little baby, this the Hoovers. Drop it low, let me see if you groovy. This ain't neighbor, little baby, this the Hoovers. Drop it low, let me see if you can groovy. Look, this ain't neighbor, little baby, this the Hoovers. Landed the Crips when we bouncing out with Rugers. See me a stump on the gang, pretty ruthless. Catching that nigga, blow his brains, leading to the true story.
This song has a few other disses that stand out. Poke disses deceased member from the Rollin' 100's Bone in this lyric.
Drop it low, let
Look,
me see if you
CH,
can
nigga, I'm fig active. 2 foes get it cracking, bitch, I sleep with a thing. Got a K up in the match, we smoking on that good weed. Yeah, that bone pack. Take a bone from a dog, baby, won't get that bone.
Front line, ducking from the one time. But fuck them niggas, they can't get mine.
The last song from a Hoover artist I'ma detail is a response diss from about 7 or 8 years ago from rapper from 107 Hoover, Lil Snick, aiming at Rollin' 60 rappers Conrad, Newport, and Pac-Man, as the group at the time, PNC. Lil Snick's song is called STD, which stands for Super Turned Down.
Hey, you niggas ain't so y'all super turned down. Fuck Rolando, fool. We the most hated niggas in the city, but we love it. This H-ganger don't bang, nothing above it. Hey, you niggas ain't slow, y'all super turned down. Fuck Rolando, fool. We the most hated niggas in the city, but we love it. This H-ganger don't bang, nothing above it. Look, many sissy niggas talking like they all gas, but when they see them H-ass, bet they haul ass. Conrad from the Ave, who the fuck is you? And Pac-Man gon' get packed out real soon. We from the city where we don't accept SS. Line them up, county jail style, we can catch that. We heard your little diss song, so we turned now. You niggas STD, super turned down. And yep, it's been a thin line, but you crossed that. You niggas Halloween, show me where your boss at. After you lost that, tell him Hoover did it. Cut a braid out of Nipsey head and choke Conrad with it. Man, you niggas ain't with it, y'all all clowns. I heard them that phony niggas knocking y'all down. And we can do it right now, nigga, fuck a deal. We know what 10th Ave at, Suckerville. Anything with an end on it, done deal. And what the knuckles won't do, I bet the gun will. Turned up is when you hit the fucking main line. Sock a nigga out with throwing up the wrong gang sign. I'm a bang.
As you can see, Snick dissed the whole 60s as a whole, even taking shots at Nipsey Hussle and the whole PNC group. Now going to the neighborhoods. I'm gonna stay on topic and talk about PNC's song Stew, which stands for Super Turned Up. It was dropped about 8 years ago, dissing their rivals.
I'm so stew, I be super turned up. How the Rolandos do, ball like cholos, keep on your mangos too. TIU is what I do, so that's what I'm gon' do. Nigga, I'm so stew, I be super turned up. How the Rolandos do, ball like cholos, keep on your mangos too. TIU is what I do, so that's what I'm gon' do. I'm so stew, keep a tool in the truck like the Migos do. 6-0 food, young rat, a straight reputable. I don't tolerate tease, ace hats are not acceptable. Mariner hat to the left it go, till my stunners pull my pants up. Lean back, rock chucking ends with my hands up. Y'all better man up, y'all facts boring. Hoes be on the rag cause my swag is foreign. New rims on the jag like Lauren. London, got big cake, it just come in abundant. Heels to the front end, I'm a real roller 60. I knew Slip Rock personally, I ain't frontin'. Want the beef is nothing, I was born and raised to peel oranges. Snoop with carrots and pumpkins. Call me Mr. Stuntin', never want for nothing.
As you can see, Conrad goes hard after Hoovers on this song, and I can see why Snick felt he needed a response. Brick Baby, another Rollin' 60 rapper, has been in the music game a while. Made a song about 6 years ago called Back to Slauson, going hard at rivals.
Snoovers, slipping, we blast on the block, serving fiends, glass, sherm, hash, weed, bash. Just took another dash, young nigga getting that cash. Slauson be that ass, be the bitch nigga ass. Nigga screaming fuck trash, nigga screaming fuck Snoozy.
Brick Baby takes shots at the Hoovers and our allies, the A-Trade gangsters, who the 60s also have a deep hate for since the 70s. I'm pretty sure everybody knows about this song that dropped about 4 years ago by Rollin' 90s rapper Chico, the neighborhood anthem, with many features on the song from fellow neighborhood rappers like Casper, Joker, and Chew. The song blew up with the help of Cameron Terrell case, a white male who joined the Rollin' 90s but beat a murder charge where he was their apparent driver, while others members of the Rollin' 90s killed Justin Holmes. Hood Politics covered that case, and I just seen Xavier TV react to it. This left many shocked. He beat the case, and other guys involved received major jail time. He appeared in a video which helped it gain a lot of recognition and coverage all over. On the neighborhood anthem, Chico and Casper verses stand out the most because they took straight aim at the Hoovers and other rivals.
I've been from the gang, 100 days, 100 nights, niggas check the range. We was really dropping niggas, man, fuck the fame. I read minds all time, it's a 90s stand. Like Snoopers and Grillies, Trent Faggots, y'all niggas all rap. Fuck RTs on C's, y'all niggas know that. Big ass gun on my hip, nigga, I stay strapped. Bitches national, sniper up, Crip low, bitch, we keep it active. If a Snoopin' nigga trippin', it's 40 clip, get the mashing. On my Crips with the shit slow, bitch, we bout that action. 9-0 Crip low, nigga, so what's the issue? Seen that snot nigga trippin', these hollows leaving them tissue. Blower in his face, he's stressing just like the rent dude. Doozy dudes kicking and barking just like a shit suit.
This just goes to show you, beef in the streets translates to music. Now, this beef is just too deep for it to ever be peace. This leads to what was a terrible time period in LA in this generation. A death of a prominent Rollin' 100 member, KP, who died July 17, 2015. The Hunters vowed revenge on their enemies. This will lead to what was called that summer, 100 Days, 100 Nights, with non-stop shootings all over South Central. RIP to all those lost in the war. Now, this first case I'm going to get into is about two members of the Rollin' 60 neighborhood Crips, Marcus Megan and Tyrell Highshaw. On March 2nd, 2013, about 8:20 a.m., both Marcus and Tyrell enter Hoover criminal territory, where they spotted Eric Richardson Sr. and his son Eric Jr. walking northbound on Figueroa Street. Tyrell the driver and Marcus the passenger. Marcus said what's up groove to Eric Sr. and Eric Jr. Eric Sr. recognized the word with the Hoover criminals. Marcus then reached out and fired 3 shots, hitting Richardson Sr. in the leg. Tyrell proceeded to drive away northbound. Eric Jr. called 911. They arrived within minutes of the scene. A nearby motorcycle cop spotted Tyrell and Marcus going 70 in a 35 zone and attempted to make a traffic stop, but was took on a chase by the pair. After a series of turns, Tyrell slowed down to allow Marcus to get out and run. Tyrell proceeded to drive until he crashed into a fence. He tried to run but didn't get far and was later taken into custody. Marcus later being found in a nearby garage. Marcus Megan would be charged with the attempted murder of Eric Sr. and Eric Jr., discharging a firearm and firearm enhancement. He was sentenced to life in prison with a 15-year minimum parole eligibility. Tyrell Highshaw will be sentenced to a total of 8 years plus 4 years gang enhancement. In August 2015, Devon Love drove Antoine Vaughn to Hoover Criminals turf for retaliation of a fellow Rolling 100 member who recently just lost his life. They had Rolling 30 member Timothy Boykins follow them in a separate car and record them. Boykins believed they would be going to Hoover's turf to fight them. Once they arrived, Love stopped the car and Vaughn approached a man that was sitting on the sidewalk with a woman and 2 kids. After altercation, Vaughn pulled out a weapon and opened fire, shooting the man in his back as the man tried to flee. Vaughn continued firing wildly, hitting him in his head, chest, back, leg, and hand. Vaughn got back in the car and Love drove off. Boykins followed. Video cameras from an intersection captured the shooting, and the shooting victim was able to pick Vaughn out of a lineup. Cell phone records put them in the place of the crime. Vaughn will be charged with premeditated murder, a felon in the possession of a firearm, and gang enhancement. He was sentenced to 55 years to life. Devon Love, already a 2-striker, facing his third, received 47 years to life. This case will be the last one I will focus on the neighborhood Crips. This case is about Rolling 40 member Carlton Henderson. June 28, 2014, Marlisha Carter and her boyfriend, A. Hoover member Michael Harrison, were driving to drop Marlisha's mother off, Annie Yates, who would be the passenger in the car. Michael, the driver, and Marlisha in the back seat. Michael pulled into a liquor store parking lot, and Marlisha went in to make a purchase. As she returned, she seen a red Tahoe truck, which she recognized as being a Rolling 40 member's car. As Michael drove out of the parking lot and stopped at a red light, Carter saw the red Tahoe pull up beside them. The 40 member asked Michael where was he from. He responded, Hoover. The 40 member responded, fuck Snoover. Michael attempted to make a right turn and multiple shots was fired out the driver's door. Michael completed the turn and stopped at the next corner. He had been struck twice in the back and once in his ass. One bullet struck Annie in the hip and the other bullet hit Marlisha in the thigh. Shooting left 8 bullet holes in the car, 5 in the driver's door and 3 in the back seat. June 29th, the next day, Carlton Henderson would be stopped and arrested driving his red Tahoe on 46 in Vermont, Rolling 40 turf. Officers found 40 bullet casings in his car and soon the weapon in the glove box. The gun will be tested and his fingerprints on the gun would match those on the bullets found on the scene. Carlton Henderson would be charged with 3 counts of attempted murder and premeditated murder, possession of a firearm by a felon, and shooting at an occupied vehicle. He was sentenced to 180 years to life. Now the last 2 cases will be about Hoover members. First will be Deshaun Atkins, a member of the 107 Hoovers. April 2nd, 2012, a member of the 107 Hoovers was murdered, believed to be by a member of the Rolling Hundreds. Mark Beasley and Deshaun Wright, 2 members of the 10 Deuce Bowlon set of the Hundreds, stood outside of 102nd Street near Normandy when a silver sedan pulled up and blocked the driveway. An eyewitness from across the street heard someone yell, Hoover, and shooting afterwards. Wright was shot in his left leg, ankle, right thigh, left wrist, and back. Beasley was shot in his right middle finger. After a few hours later, the police spotted a silver sedan traveling at a high speed. They attempted to pull it over, but it did not stop. During the pursuit, 2 guns were tossed off the car. Eventually, the car crashed. Deshaun Atkins and another Hoover member got out the car and ran. The other Hoover member will also toss a gun. The 2 guns were thrown from the car would match those being fired on 102nd and Normandy, but the guns had no fingerprints on them. The 3rd gun would never be found. Deshaun Atkins will be acquitted of all charges. With the lack of evidence, lack of witnesses, officers retracting their statements, and a refusal to make a statement by Mark Beasley and Deshaun Wright, he beat the case and he walked free. Last case in this segment is about 5'9" Hoover member Raymond Russell, aka Tiny H. Mac. About 1:15 a.m. on October 16, 2011, Kevin Perry, Jonathan Rambo, and Keyshawn Corbin were standing outside an apartment building in Rolling 60's turf. A vehicle stopped in the middle of the street in front of the building and 3 men got out of the car. One of the men said, "Where y'all from?" Kevin Perry replied, "I don't bang." Right after that, 3 men pointed guns at the group and started shooting. One of the men yelled, "Fuck Naps," that dissed the neighborhood Crips. Keyshawn Corbin happened to be a member of the gang. Corbin would die from multiple gunshots, Jonathan Rambo was shot twice in the leg, and Kevin Perry was not hit. The 3 men got in the car and drove away. Tiny H. Mac would drop his phone in the street, placing him to the crime. Kevin Perry was able to identify the car Tiny H. Mac was in. It was a dark green Tahoe registered in his mom's name. Before pulling up the 60s turf, Tiny H. Mac received a traffic citation, so the time frame placed him to the crime. After being arrested, police placed Tiny H. Mac in a cell with an informant to get more information on the crime. The informant was a former Rolling 60 member who posed as a Hoover to get Tiny H. Mac to confess. That's exactly what he did. Tiny H. Mac would tell the informant police were investigating him for a murder and that him and fellow Hoover members put in some work. He even told them that he dismantled a firearm and that the police would never find it. The police would use this recording in his case, and Tiny H. Mac will be sentenced to 105 years to life. that concludes the part 2 of Hoover versus Neighborhood Crips. I'm going to try to drop a video every week or every 2 weeks, so drop comments of what cities and hoods you would like to see. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for the support.